Hi, Paul Donovan here from avtechnician.ca, your tips and tricks, your channel for tips and tricks for AV technicians. Today I have a couple of things to share with you. One is that as of the posting of this video, I have achieved 10,000 views altogether on my channel. I thank everyone for watching, and it has been a marvelous experience to see this grow, considering that I haven't done a lot of really marketing on the channel. So thank you for watching, and let's see it grow and grow and grow. I'd like to just spend a few minutes to do some more Q&A. This will be second Q&A on my channel. Just a couple of few questions that have come up from people who are asking questions related to becoming an AV technician. So let's take a look at some questions. One of the questions that people ask me is, should I be self-employed, contractor, or employee of an AV company to do this job? Well, it's a little awkward to give you this direct answer because you have to realize that every country has a little bit difference when it comes to rules associated with tax laws and so on. I know the rules in Canada, and do not take me as an expert, and I believe some of these rules are very much the same in the USA and a lot of other countries. The rule of definition, according to the Canada Tax Agency, is that you are supposed to provide the tools and you are in control of your schedule, and presumption is that you would be able to make a profit and or loss from your work. That is the sort of the basic definition of a self-employed individual. Now, you also should by rights have more than one customer, but sometimes you can still have one customer and be self-employed. So if you're doing things, one of the things I found when I'm doing AV work is that I'm not in control of my schedule. I don't have an opportunity to make a profit, and very rarely do I contribute any of my own equipment. I used to provide my laptop and use that as my criteria, but these days I tend not to provide my own equipment when I go out on events. So the definition of self-employment is a bit in the gray zone. If you've got multiple customers, if you do other work where your company has potential to make some profit and or loss, then maybe you can be self-employed. But then you have to look at the AV company's perspective, because they're always being watched by the Revenue Office. And so here in Canada, at least in my case, the AV company that I do a lot of work for, a few years ago they decided that they're going to put me on payroll. I'm still a contract worker. I still have the rights as a freelancer to be able to say no to jobs. But what I do benefit I got from this is I do have a paycheck every 2 weeks, and the regular payroll deductions are done. And as a perk, I could claim unemployment insurance when business is down. Never done so, but technically I could. So I'm not really sure what the answer is, whether you should be self-employed or whether you should be employed by the company. Personally, I have found that working as an employee, a contract employee for the company, has actually worked out to my benefit. The question that I'm asked a lot is I talk about becoming an AV technician, and I talk about very specifically AV technicians related to meetings, conferences, and events. Well, people ask me, well, why don't you talk about the AV technician work that happens in musical concerts and things like that? I don't want to talk about something I don't know a lot about. Yes, I have been involved and have participated in events that have a musical concert component to it, but I tend to avoid them, and I certainly don't want to advise you about how to become an AV technician there. But a lot of the talents and techniques that you need to have in doing conferences and events are working exactly the same when you do concerts. A lot of difference I have seen in doing concerts is everybody has their own little niche of what they do. There's the mixer board guy, there's a switcher board, there's a camera guy, there's a camera switcher, there's a director. Quite often the shows are very strictly regimented. And as a freelancer, yes, you do the job, but you follow your directions, but you have very little interaction with the performers or any of the customers involved. And it's a very different world, so that's why I stick to the conference and event style AV technician work. Sometimes when you arrive at an event with the equipment provided by the company that's giving it to you, and you open up the road cases to set things up, you're there with the team, and the road cases come with either missing equipment or broken equipment or incompatible equipment. And what are you supposed to do? Well, if you are a show technician, most likely the whole problem of setup has already been resolved by the setup crew. They've already figured out that something was missing, something was broken, brought in the appropriate thing and got it set up. But there's been times where I've arrived at an event where the equipment may have been set up, but nobody actually turned it on, or nobody actually configured it or tested it. And then you find out that, say, a mixing board is screwed up, or a microphone doesn't work, or batteries are defective, all types of things. What do you do? Well, as a show technician, remember also your job is to work for the client, to help the client relax and not get over tense. And so one of the things you got to do always with that is you have to always show the good face. Try not to let them know that you're panicked about a broken piece of equipment. Try to find a workaround. Try to find a way to work with the equipment even if it is got a problem. That's how I deal with it, and many times the client has no idea that I have been panicked over a piece of equipment that doesn't work, and if I've been able to work around it to make the event happen without having to trouble the client walks away at the end of the day extremely happy. So that's how I deal with bad equipment arriving from a company. Sometimes you have the client that I will call a cheap client. These are the people who order the minimum amount of equipment that they think they can get away with, and when they arrive they say, oh, but where's the projector I ordered, or where's the wireless advancer I had for my PowerPoint, or and then they expect that they're not going to pay for it because they said it should have been in my quote, should have had that already provided. Well, there's different ways that you can handle that one, but most companies are quite strict. You don't give stuff away. If you're a dedicated hotel provider, where you have the things on the shelf, sometimes if the client is doing $10,000 worth of rentals, you're not going to worry about a $30 rental for a wireless clicker. So you might just sort of slip into the AV room, grab the wireless clicker, bring it out, put it on the table, and let them use it. And you just say to them, no problem, no charge, no extra charge. But don't let your boss hear about that one. But some of the cheap clients will actually intentionally do that, and then you got to watch out. I sometimes have a question about AV companies that take advantage of you. This is a sensitive topic to discuss because quite often, and the guy I work a lot with might be watching this and might hear it. The thing is, you see, is we are still governed by labor codes and labor laws within our various jurisdictions. And therefore, when an employer tries to take advantage of us, we are still bound by the law. It is illegal to together do something illegal. And one of the most common problems is when we're asked to work overtime, work more hours than scheduled or more hours than the labor code allows. Whether there's a backdoor methodology to it or not, there are things that often happen. In our province, for example, if you work past 8 hours in a day, you're supposed to get time and a half. If you work more than 12 hours in a day, you're supposed to get double time. But we have a little loophole here in my province, in my jurisdiction, that allows me to create what is called an averaging agreement, which says that as long as I do not exceed 40 hours in a week, I don't get overtime each day. But I still have the 12-hour daily limit, so when I pass 12 hours in a day, I get double time. So what that happens is I watch my weekly hours to be sure I don't go beyond 40. If I go beyond 40 in my weekly hours, then I do time and a half. And if a day's work goes past 12 hours, I charge double time for every bit, even if it's just a half hour. I charge double time because it's the law. And your jurisdiction may have similar situations. It is illegal to break the law, even if your employer says, let's agree not to mention it. Because if there's ever an audit, they're the ones who are going to get burned, not you. Although I have seen it happen where you also get burned because the government comes to say, well, look, the employer failed to pay you correctly, but they also failed to do deductions, and therefore you owe us both your deduction and the employer side. So sometimes you also get bitten by the payroll deduction side. So just don't break the law, follow the labor code. Well, there you have it. 10,000 views and a Q&A number 2. Thank you for watching. Please click like if you like this video. Click subscribe to follow my channel for more tips and tricks for AV technicians. Check out my website, www.avtechnician.ca. Paul Donovan here, and thank you very much for watching, and have a nice day.